Alright, Plebo.
Not so bad.
Got a special guest this week. Charlie's here.
Charlie's here. Charlie the cat. First time appearance.
First time appearance.
Meow.
Meow to you, Charlie.
And now she's off.
Well, she's having a bit of a sniff.
Yeah. Doing cat stuff.
Probably won't be long before she says that she remembers that she doesn't like me and buggers off.
Yeah.
How
you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Lovely week.
Lovely week.
Yeah.
Screamed at by your landlord.
Yeah, let's just not go into that. That's just a whole debacle in itself. I'm doing this to get away from that.
Oh.
You want to tell you so I can't hear myself? The sound.
Yeah, go on.
Oh god.
Oh, I actually got a promotion at work yesterday.
Woo!
Yeah. Extra little bit of responsibility, extra pay. Good job, me. I'm certain that you're still paid more than I am, which I think is ridiculous, but, you know.
But fine. I'm proud of you, Plebo.
Thank you.
So what's your new responsibility?
It's literally just doing the ordering. Doing the ordering as well.
Oh, fair enough.
Which I was, like, practically doing anyway.
Yeah.
But, now, I'll actually be doing it. Because I was just filling in a sheet and going, this is what needs ordering for next week. Order it.
Yeah.
But now, I'm going to be actually going through the websites and doing the orders. But that's something I can do after I've cleaned down, like, one night a week.
Yeah.
The only thing I've got to bear in mind is, because we have orders that come from, I think it's QVC, which is the Italian international one, which is where we get the dough balls and the sauce and the cheese, preferably, anyway. But that delivery only comes on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Whereas Pioneer, any day, next day delivery, as long as you order before 9, I think. So just gotta keep an eye on that and bear in mind. And now it's my responsibility to make sure we don't run out of stuff. And every time that I've ordered so far and I've done the sheet, we've been fine, unless someone has gone, oh well, we don't need that much of that.
Yeah.
And then they've not ordered it, and then I've run out.
Okay. So it's never been your sort of tit up then that's...
No.
Fucking...
Maybe once I forgot pepperoni or something. But
yeah.
Generally I've done alright. But now I've just actually got to do the ordering part, which isn't so difficult because all these websites and stuff, honestly there's only 2 that I'm going to be using regularly. They save your favourites. It's we honestly, everything that we order, for the pizzas at least, can fit on an A4 piece of paper. There's not really that much, and a lot of it isn't ordered regularly, like oregano and whatever. That you get a tub of it lasts ages. But yeah, it's just a case of, alright, we get dough balls again, we're getting cheese again, ham, pastrami, pepperoni, boom, sorted, done.
Apparently you've got a smart chef brain.
Smart chef brain, that's me.
Big brain energy.
Smart noggin.
Yeah, big noggin.
Oh, I was wondering who that second one was. It's you.
It's me.
It's you.
Oh. So, yeah, that sounds brill. Promotion.
Yeah,
She'll be running Gap before long, yeah.
Yeah, head chef now.
Head chef.
Big smart boy.
Big brain energy.
Yeah.
I'd like to say my week's been as interesting as yours, but same as last week and the week before.
Honestly, I was terrified when I got to work. I got to work, bosses turned up at R4, which I thought was weird to start with, because they don't turn up at R4. They're normally R5, 6. Start deliveries around then. So I was worried straight away when I'm there. I've done all my prep, I had fuck all prep to do. Turned the oven on, just kind of sat about chilling for a while. outside having a fag, and boss leans in, he's like, "Oh, Callum, can we have a chat?" I was like, "Oh, fuck. What have I done? What have I not done? What have I missed? Who's complained? Like, what's gone wrong?" So they were like, "No, how do you feel about taking on like a little bit more responsibility?" I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he could have been like doing your actual job, and I was like, "Oh, fuck." No, so yeah, and also like I don't even have to deep clean the kitchen now.
Nice.
The cleaner's going to be doing like a decent clean once a week.
Yeah.
And then a proper deep clean once a month, like taking shit off shelves, everything. Because it's such a small kitchen. If you clean the floor and you've cleaned the sides, that's pretty much a deep clean as is. Because the only bit that doesn't get done is the shelves. But there's only really one shelf that gets a bit mucky.
Gets to the point where in work now, like, well, the manager goes, "Kieran, can I have a word with you?" I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, what now? I've got shit to do, what do you want? Come on, hurry up. Get in this bloody room, what? What is it? Right, alright, bye, see you later."
Used to love team meetings. Absolutely love them.
We still have ours on a Wednesday morning, 9:30 till 10.
That's a nice first thing to do.
Yeah.
That's very nice, actually.
Yeah, not too bad on a Wednesday.
No.
Because boss sometimes brings in, it's called Mai Chai. It's like a Asian style breakfast type thing that you can order. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, and like different buns and stuff, different like breakfast buns. It's really good. But obviously that's not been done for the last month or so, considering people have been fasting and stuff.
Do you remember when we had so many staff at work that every team got like
a day off? Yeah, to piss about
just constantly.
Yeah.
I'm really good at Jenga. Like, I'm really good at Jenga.
I don't know if that's something that's like even worth bragging about.
Oh, are you good at Jenga?
No, but I don't care about.
There you go.
I don't care about Jenga enough to be good at Jenga.
Oh, what you shit.
You know, if I could, I'd go home and practice Jenga.
No, you can't. You can't practice. You need the surprise of the move that the opposition pulls. It's not the same. You need. You can't just do it yourself, because then.
What are you better at? Normal Jenga or Mega Jenga?
Mega Jenga. I'm better at the bigger one.
Yeah.
I've got big fat twat hands.
Big fat twat hands.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just rename this episode to Big Fat Twat Hands.
Yeah. You name the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, now. It's all fun and games.
It is.
So, I tell you what was nice actually. Because it was Eid. I think it was Wednesday and Thursday that they were celebrating Eid.
Yeah.
Next door neighbour left us some treats.
Yeah, we got some from the mosque just down the road. It was really nice.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice touch.
Very appreciated. Like, I never expect it. But they, when first lockdown hit, they came around and brought like just bags of food for everyone. Like, we got a bag of chickpeas, coconut milk, just a load of stuff. It was really nice.
Yeah. Are you up for that? Just me and you just playing Jenga next week on the podcast.
I told you that somebody I watch on Twitch, he did a Beyblade stream showing off all his Beyblades, and it was great.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, he was like, "Alright, who wants in the next round?" And he got like his 5 egg boxes out that all had his Beyblades in. And he was like, "Alright, which one do you want?" He's like, "Oh, that's a defense one, and it also spins counterclockwise, so you've got to consider that." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
That sounds amazing.
It was fantastic. The downside was that when I played, I picked like a black and purple one because I was like, "Yeah, that's a cool colour," and it was a defensive Beyblade, so it was like a little heavier.
Yeah.
But it spun anti-clockwise. But the one I was against was a defensive Beyblade that span the normal way. So the downside is whenever they hit each other, because they were spinning opposite ways, they just kind of equalised each other's speed.
Yeah.
So they both stop at the exact same time every time.
Okay, now.
Oh, it was great. It's fantastic.
Remember when I used when I used to have Beyblades? And when I was a kid, we used to go to a gym called David Lloyd, and like part of like the big gym, they had like tennis courts there and bloody all sorts.
Yeah.
Part of it, they had like a bit of a restaurant bit, and next to the restaurant bit, there was like a play area for kids.
Yeah.
And as you climbed up like the jungle gym type thing, at the top there was a slide, and then part way down the slide there was like a bubble bit.
Oh.
So we all just used to go in the fucking bubble bit and just play Beyblades.
Oh, fun time. Getting obstructed by kids actually going down the slide.
Pretty much. Just like kids losing eyes because there's like a rogue Beyblade.
Yeah.
In the slide.
My fingers are looking alright, all attached.
Yeah.
Can't feel it, but that's
probably not a good sign. You've possibly done nerve damage.
Oh
though.
yeah, certainly have. I cut down quite deep.
I love it how like Becca's reaction of, if Callum said that he's only kind of cut his finger, then that means that he's probably cut it off.
No, it was fine.
I think that's like fair to say to you because you do downplay a lot of stuff.
Because I know she worries, and I can't be like, oh yeah, I've cut my finger pretty bad, I'm going to hospital. It had to be, I've cut my finger bad enough that a plaster won't cut it. I'm going to have to just get it wrapped up or whatever. Like, honestly, it literally was. It was just too bad for a plaster.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Not got a plaster big enough.
Had them big enough, it just wasn't quite... It wouldn't have done the pressure needed. Yeah. Yeah,
so you can't feel it. That's probably not a good thing.
No, I can feel the end of my finger.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right.
It's literally like just the bit that was the flap just feels a bit dead. It feels like when you like cover something in glue and then you touch the glue. Like you can tell you're touching it, but you can't feel the sensation on the skin.
Bloody hell. I was just about to say, if you can't feel the end of your finger, that's probably not a good thing for a chef to do.
No, I can feel the end fine. Like, honestly, I have terrible hands as is. Like, my touch sensation is terrible. Like, I feel that a lot more on my palm of my hand than I do on the fingertips.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, no, if I was blind, no braille for me.
Well,
audiobooks.
Well, you're partly blind. Only in the sense of colourblind, but you are kind of blind.
I'm also realistically not that badly colourblind. The only time it ever came up was at work with the line cleaner.
Yeah. But that's fine.
Ugh.
I was out and about yesterday. As I were walking home, I didn't realise how big the garden was in the tavern. It's huge. You know the tavern pub at the bottom of Plungy Road? Is it Plungy Road? You don't know. I have a fucking clue what I'm talking about, do you?
Thinking about Brook Tavern.
The Brook Tavern, yeah.
Brook Tavern, is that where I'm... Oh, yeah, huge. Massive.
Yeah, I was just walking past it the other day and heard some people talking and just never even bothered to look at the garden before.
Yeah, it's fucking...
huge.
Yeah, the one, like, opposite side of this side of the bridge from Tulketh Mill. And then, like, there. Yeah, it's huge. Used to be a cattle market.
Ah, did it? Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was walking past going, oh, that's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Oh,
and
yeah,
there were loads of people in the garden.
Oh, yeah, because the Plungy's dead, so... Have you seen that Facebook page, Save the Plungington Hotel?
Do you remember Becca Hargreaves?
I don't think I ever met
her. She was... I only know that she was there because Eddie sent for like a print screen of her outside of it. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, it's a... Because, like, there's one of the guys who runs the page, I think his name's Johnny Swift.
Yeah.
He comes in our pub every now and again and he was talking to our guys. And it's like such conspiracy theories because like people have emailed Admiral Taverns and Admiral have said we've sold it. It's not our problem anymore.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Which
is completely fine. It is a pub that has only just about made money in the past however many years it's been open. Like, it's not worth it. People say, oh yeah, we'll go all the time. But you didn't. You didn't, and that's why it's closed. Deal with it. And Admiral have said that it's closed, and he's like, oh yeah, no, but I've spoken to a representative, and they said that it's not been sold. And they're just trying to get people to stop whinging about it. And I'm like, I don't care. Because they're asking my bosses to like chip in for like a crowd-sourcing the money to buy it, and then run it, and then split all profits between everybody who chipped in. I'm like, don't. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It is so not worth it.
It is like a bit of a shame as well with Plungy because that has a massive beer garden. That's like
it's
huge.
It's pretty big. Yeah, it's a decent size, but
yeah. But how long have I lived where I am now? Like 3 or 4 years. I'd be surprised if I've been more than 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I know that you've been like once. I know that Eddie sent me a message saying he was there once, so I assume you were with him.
I think I went a couple of times with my housemate Chris. Sure, I went for a pint for my birthday the other year.
Yeah.
Before going into town. So, yeah, it's just
the only people whinging are the people that did go there. Nobody else really cares.
Yeah. I can't see it making that much money on food anyway.
No, it didn't. Literally, like, I know that my place makes a bit of money on food. Not shitloads, just a bit. Because pizzas are dirt cheap to make, and even our most expensive pizza we are making more than double on.
Yeah.
The money back. Easy. Because a margarita we charge £6 for. That costs us, I think it's like 37p.
Fucking hell.
Make. Yeah. But because we make so much on the pizzas, we take a hit on the platters.
Yeah.
Because like when we're doing the full platters, traditionally the markup is like 100%. So if it costs you, including electric, labour, everything, if it costs you £5 to make, you charge tenner for it.
Yep.
That's just the market standard. But the platters, they were costing us just about £9.
Yeah.
£8 or £9 to make, and we were only charging like 12 or £13. But we make more than enough on the pizzas that we can take a bit of a hit on the platters.
Yeah. So when your place reopens properly, is it going
tomorrow?
Is it tomorrow that you open?
Tomorrow.
So you are fully opening tomorrow.
Well, it's fully opening as much as the restrictions allow. It's still socially distanced, still mask when you go to the toilet, all that, but it's inside again.
So does that all come off on the 21st of June then?
Not anymore. They're looking at delaying it because of the Indian variant.
Fuck's sake. I can't be asked. Just fucking open everything up.
No,
Fuck's
no.
sake.
Wait, once everyone's got a first jab, I'm far more fine with it. Like, personally, I have no idea why cinemas aren't open. Like, restaurants being outside, fine, kind of, I still don't get it, but, like, think about last time when, yes, you could go to a pub, but you had to eat. You can sit down next to someone from a different household, half a foot away from you, and be chatting and drinking and maybe coughing up food because you're an idiot. But you couldn't go to a cinema and sit in the quiet next to someone you live with and not talk and watch a film. Yeah. I didn't get it.
Yeah. No, it doesn't make sense, that.
Let's have a catch up. What have I missed?
What have you missed? I don't know. Apparently I'm a menace.
You are.
Apparently Becca's easy to overreact because she works in surgery. That's
understandable. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
People just assume that you've cut your finger off, pretty much.
Nope. Finger's still attached.
So far.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it is a weird one.
It'll be fine. I reckon once everyone's got everyone who can and is willing to have it has a first one, that's pretty decent.
Have you had your first one yet?
Nope. You've had yours, haven't you?
Yeah. But I had the Pfizer, and my dad was taking the piss out of me because I had the Pfizer one.
Pfizer's the good one.
Yeah.
The premium one. Pfizer boys.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, we've had the Oxford one. I said, right, so you've had a jab from some company in Oxford. Great. I've had one that's been done by Germany, an American company.
Yep.
It's like, oh, well, I said, well, no, Germany's well known for being efficient, and America's well known for producing good medicine, especially over the last...
Good, expensive medicine, but...
Yeah.
Medicine that might work, I don't know. I'm not a professional health man. I make pizzas.
Well, that's why the healthcare over in America is so expensive, because a lot of experimental medicine comes from America.
Also, they're just massively overcharged because they're all money-grubbing bastards.
Yeah, well, yeah, that as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know. But I'm sure that Becca's going to post a comment any minute now going, "You're wrong! You're bloody wrong!"
Do have a tendency to be wrong about things.
Yeah.
I'm very tired. I woke up after Keith messaged me. Like, not even to the message. Like, Becca woke me up. I woke up 15 minutes before you turned up.
Yeah. Well, I did message you like an hour before I set off. I'm like, are you awake?
And when I don't reply, you think that's fine.
Well, I don't know. You might have been in the shower or something and then just forgot to message me back.
Very specifically, when if I have plans to meet someone and it's early, if it's before 11, or if I have to get a bus or something or a train somewhere and I'm meeting someone, I will say, message me when you get up, call me at 9. Because if I don't reply, call me, because I'm not awake.
Yeah, I just presumed that you were in the shower or something, or you just forgotten to message me back. I don't know your routine.
My routine is sleep until midday.
Oh God! Right, what's been said now? Apparently, you can book it online. Get it booked.
Yeah, I'll have a do at that. That'd be nice.
And yeah, I was wrong. American medicine is a disaster. Apparently, I don't know why.
It's not for us to discuss. We don't know about it.
Yeah,
I'm not a medical professional.
Okay. Yeah, I just, from what I've kind of heard, that like America does a lot of medicine stuff.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people to do medicine on.
There's a lot of people that do medicine. Mm-hmm. I presume that if, you know, you're a first world country and you've got like 300 million people living in that country, there's going to be a few scientists and a few doctors.
Probably a few at least.
But, yeah. Whoa. But you'll probably get the same one as me. You'll probably get the Pfizer one.
Yeah, Pfizer seems to have had no major issues.
I didn't have any real issues. My arm hurt a little bit for a couple of days, like a bit of arm ache, and then just a bit of fatigue for a couple of days. But that was about it.
It's not bad at all.
No. But yeah, there's. I didn't know about like how bad it was over in India until I watched like the news a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's bad.
Wow, that is pretty bad to be fair. But it's how many? There's like over 1 billion people.
Yeah,
in India. So it's no wonder that you're going to struggle with it because you can't control 1 billion people.
Yeah, there's that aspect to it, but like for me, like the thing I always thought about is like how tightly compacted is your country.
Yeah. Because
like Japan, from like as far as I'm aware, Japan has done like fairly well And, like, the most expensive thing you can own in Japan is land. Like, if you have a garden, you are stupid rich. Because there is so little land mass and so many people that square footage is the most expensive commodity.
Yeah.
And, like, Japan's, like, super tight-knit, but also that it was a country that, you know, would wear masks if you were sick anyway, so... I haven't heard of, like, the mass amounts of Japanese anti-maskers compared to over here.
Yeah, I think, like, one of the cultural thing over in China that I've kind of heard about is that just when they get sick anyway, regardless of whether it's well, even before COVID, if they had a cold or something, they just automatically wear a face mask anyway.
Yeah, just consider it.
Yeah. Which is, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But, like, India, like you said, it's just really densely populated.
It's a very, very dense country. Yeah,
especially in, like, the big cities. But I think that's one of the issues, especially in certain places in America. Think about, like, New York.
Yeah, like, New York got hit hard, but a good chunk of New York just went, alright, we're just going to follow the rules. We are just going to do exactly as we're told because we got real fucked real hard real quick. Right, we're just going to do everything that we can to get out of this, and they kind of did. They swung it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there now.
Yeah.
It's like a weird thing about, like, Canada, the way Canada's doing it. Because, like, Boris is all, like, up in arms. He's like, oh yeah.
Oh shit.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. Boris is all like, oh, maybe making sure to schedule your second jab, and I'm like, a first would be nice. Because the way Canada's doing it is they're trying to get everybody's first jab first. Like, alright, everybody get one. So that means everybody's at, like, 75% efficacy.
Yeah.
Then get a second round, rather than, alright, all the old people are fully done now. I would like to even be half done.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how different countries roll it out in different ways, and which one's like kind of more efficient.
Yeah, Canada's doing because Canada was kind of on the back foot because they just didn't get their bids in quick enough, so they weren't getting vaccines for ages.
Yeah,
but like Canada doesn't have that many people.
No,
like, I think it's not like far off the amount that we have.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's have a cheeky gander.
Have a look. I think Australia, like places like Australia, which is
fuck. What?
Yeah, do they have like 20-30 million in Canada?
Canada's got less than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, 38.27.
Yeah, I thought it was about 30
million. That's nothing. But yeah, they're like Australia. They're just the outskirts, aren't they?
Well, kind of. Yeah, Australia's, because it's an island. It's all round the island, round the edges. Where Australia, Canada, there's nothing really too much further north than a couple of 100 miles from the American border.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've got 66.
Yeah,
I think 66 million.
66, 67 roughly.
Yeah, bloody hell.
I was watching a comedian like the other day. He was talking about like being an Australian and what it's like. It's like, this is what it's like to have a queue in Australia. It's just me. Like, there's just no queues. There's not enough people to fucking queue. Like, yeah, that sounds about right. But it is crazy to think like places like Canada and Australia are so big, yet places like India have got like more than 10 times the amount of people.
Yeah. It's India and China are the ones with $1 billion. Then everything else is spread fairly, not quite evenly, but
yeah. But it's weird how to see like how completely different the two countries are, though, considering how many people live there. So I think like in China, it seems like they've got a lot more control It's a lot more disciplined.
It's a different country. It's not like over here. It's a very different country. It's psychologically it's interesting because there's the psychological test where it was done in like the 70s and I think it was done again in the 90s, where you get someone in who doesn't realise what the test is doing and they are sat there watching like no TV screen. It was there listening to a speaker system of someone answering questions.
Yep.
And the premise was, okay, they're going to get asked questions, and when they get the answer wrong, you press this button and they get a small electric shock.
Yep.
The more questions they get wrong, the higher the voltage goes.
Yep.
And the premise was, you were told as the test subject, it's to try and train their brain to think harder and work harder.
Yeah.
The real test was seeing how far you would go pressing the button. Because after a while, the person on the other end stops responding. And obviously it's all fake because you're pressing a button and they pretend to get electrocuted and all that. But they did it across like a shitload of countries. And they found that countries that had a more controlling government, like Spain and China, people would go all the way until it was the max voltage. Because it's just kind of ingrained in society that you follow orders given to you by authority.
Yeah.
Whereas over here, America to a certain degree, and I think like Germany and stuff, they were like, yeah, no, I'm not hurting this man by electrocuting the shit out of him. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like the more authoritative your government and police force were, the more likely you were to just go, yep, no, not my problem, I was told to do it. Bap, zap.
Which is kind of a bad way to be, if you think about it. It is.
Yeah, it's almost like the illusion of free will. Because, it's all very well and good you did as you were told, but you did what you were told because... meh.
It's apparently called the Milgram experiment. I've never heard of that one before.
It's an interesting one, that one. I also like how, kind of recently, the Stanford prisoner experiment?
No.
Entire premise of that was, if you put someone in a state of authority, does that change who they are? So this whole thing where they got, 20 college students.
Yep.
I think it was fairly equally split. It was 10 of them are now prisoners, 10 of them are guards. They made a fake prison.
Yeah.
And they wanted to see, alright, are the prison guards going to act like dicks now because they are because they have superiority over these prisoners? Yes, they did. They turned out to be massive assholes. They were all wankers.
Yeah.
Just hitting the prisoners for no reason. Recently it came out, I was watching a video where they managed to get a hold of one of the guys who played the prison guards, and he was like, yeah, no, they just told us to be assholes. They said it was part of it that we had to be dicks, and that they would pay us a bit more. So yeah, we were paid to be assholes. So the whole test doesn't work anymore. Doesn't stand up anymore.
It's like I was watching a video the other day. I can't remember where the prison was, but the whole concept of this prison was it was all done in a circle. So instead of having it is in a square where they have guard towers in each corner, they have one guard tower in the centre, and then all the prison cells in a circle facing that one guard tower.
Do you want to know what it's called?
Yes, please.
It is called a panopticon. It is a prison in which every cell can be seen from one single point.
Yeah. I thought that was quite interesting, because the prisoners start self-regulating and all that sort of stuff. It's a really weird thing, because it was posted to 4chan of all things, and it's called the shopping cart theory. Okay.
Alright. I'm just going to change it to trolley. trolley theory, because that's the word that we use. All right, so you've been shopping, you've used a trolley. Where's the trolley going?
Back where you got it.
Back where you got it.
Yep.
Even if you didn't have to put a quid in it.
Yep.
Yes. All right. There are people out there that don't. And these are the kind of people that, because there's nothing wrong with it. It is not illegal to leave the trolley in the car park.
Yeah.
It's not illegal to just leave it there. That you have nothing but social obligation.
Yeah.
To take that trolley back and put it back where it belongs.
Okay.
And the people that don't put it back are the people that are all not welcome in society. Because the only thing that will get them to do something is either the fear of incarceration or massive repercussions. Because the only downside of not putting the trolley back is social, like other people's view of you. There's no real like repercussions of not taking the trolley back.
Yeah. These I can't remember. I'm really bad at remembering names of things. You know what I'm like.
Yeah.
There was another experiment that they were telling us about in one of the assemblies in high school, and they selected a few people and said, right, what we're going to do, we're going to give you a marshmallow each, and go, you can have the marshmallow now. You can just eat it now if you want to, but if you don't eat it, you can have another one in 10 minutes. And 10 minutes after that, if you've still not eaten any of them, we'll give you another one, so on and so forth. And they're like giving us all these different like things, saying if you got the marshmallow and eat it like straight away, you like personality means that you're like 20 to 30 times more likely to end up in prison because you're not planning ahead and all this sort of stuff, and it's all to do with like how you're planning out your future and all this sort of stuff. And like I can't remember. I'll have to
I understand conceptually what they're getting at, but I don't think it's quite.
Yeah, it was. I can't even remember where the experiment was done, but I don't think it was necessarily done with marshmallows.
Yeah,
that was just the concept. So, yeah, I'll have to have a look at that one for next week.
Because I know, I don't know if you'll have ever done one, but we used to, every now and again when I worked at, especially when we did training, when I worked at Tolketh Mill, but in sales for Carphone Warehouse.
Yeah,
they had this personality quiz that they go through.
Yeah.
And it was coloured. It was like yellow, green, blue, red, and like a good 3/4 of the staff ended up in the red area. I was like blue or some shit, and like blue was like fairly passive, non-aggressive, blah 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 blah, whatever. But the red one was like super pushy, kind of antagonistic, standard like laddie bro behaviour. And like they were like, oh yeah, there's two things about this one. It means that you're probably going to be a really good salesperson.
Yep.
Because that's the kind of area you want you to sit in, where you're kind of not going to take no for an answer. All that shit. Also means you are more likely to be. I don't want to use the wrong term, but it's fuck.
Right, use the wrong term and me and Becca will correct you.
There's sociology and there's psychology and there's psychopath.
Yep.
It was very specifically a psychopath. Because it's a lot of the same traits, where it's like not taking other people's input into consideration whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's just a decent overlap with salespeople and
psychopaths.
Yeah, because it just happens to be a job that people tend to fit in, because it is I'm not going to take no for an answer. I'm going, like, I want you to have this. You are going to take it.
You're going to have it regardless of whether you want it or not, and you are going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only other kind of experimental type thing that I was involved, that kind of involved in, we did it in year 6, and it was all, you had to fill out this kind of questionnaire, and depending on like the answers that you put, they could figure out what type of like learner you are. So like some people learn by reading or watching someone else do it, or doing the itself. The thing themselves, I should say. Some people fit into 2 of them, some people fit into all 3, some people just fit into like one of them. And that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, because I can be told to do something a few times, and it'll maybe sink in, like maybe, but I really take having to have done something to like do it.
Yeah.
Like, very all well and good me reading a recipe and I can remember it, but I need to have done it a few times to have like the muscle memory of specific bits.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a strange one.
It is antisocial personality disorder is the term I was looking for. Thank you. Specifically that's a...
That's the red group, is it?
Yeah, the red group. Whereas I was very... I couldn't have done sales. I really couldn't. Because I'm not pushy. Customer service is fine.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to push someone to buy something for my benefit. Because I don't care.
Yeah, it was one of that, like... At HJS it wasn't too bad. I think I could have done it at HJS.
Yeah, because that wasn't sales, it was taking orders.
Yeah, that was inbound sales.
Yep.
I couldn't have done the outbound. I just don't care enough.
No, I'm not ringing someone, disturbing their life to be like, hey, would you like... No.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I couldn't do the outbound stuff.
No, the first job I ever applied for and got an interview for, it was called NWOW. It was working for Shop Direct.
Okay.
And it was after sales.
Okay.
So it was ringing people that had ordered like high value stuff. Like at the time, it was like, oh, they've ordered a sat nav, or they've ordered this or that, and it'd be after sales. So ringing them back saying, oh yeah, you ordered this. Can we just like get a brief review? Did you like it? Are there any downsides? Are you enjoying it? Oh, while I've got you on the phone, we do also offer an insurance policy for that. You said no at the time, just making sure, because you can get it after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we have these other items that are similar. Is there anything that you'd like? And like, commission was super high based on the items sold.
That's not too bad. But to be fair, I hate doing outbound anything. Occasionally, like, my joke went, oh, just ring these customers. I'm like, why? What have they done? Why? Unless I've spoken to a customer before about an issue,
yeah,
or they've called us about an issue and we're just ringing them back, I do not want to ring anybody. It just gives me anxiety. It's weird. Where if they've called us and we're ringing them back about that issue, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Because they're expecting it.
Yeah.
Where if we're just like ringing them up to give them bad news and say, hi, this payment hasn't gone in 3 months ago, we thought we'd just ring you up to let you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't want to ring them people. Why would I want to ring them?
Like, the only reason I'd be okay ringing them is if there was a solution that you were also bringing them.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole thing, kind of in the workplace, when you're only working with like a few other people, or someone is significantly higher up than you are, they don't want to hear problems.
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring a problem to them, bring them a solution as well. It's like, oh hey, this doesn't work the way it should. Here, this is how I'd like to fix it. Are you okay with that? I'll go and do this. Like, it's not just... If I'm ringing someone because something's fucked up, I want to be able to go, hi, it's just ringing to let you know this payment hasn't gone through. However, if you want to make a payment now over the phone, I can get it assigned to that date, so there'll be no issue. I'm just ringing to see if you can make that payment.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just ringing someone up to go, yeah, that payment didn't work.
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
Yeah, it's a... That is an email. That is an email. Because if they don't read it, it's their fault.
Yeah, an email or a letter, whatever's easiest.
Yeah. That's why, like, I always hate the... whenever you sign up for anything and it's like, oh, how would you prefer us contact you? Like, I'll always go email.
Yeah.
Always, because I don't want a text and I don't want a phone call.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't want a letter. I'll always take an email. Every single time. But it's not my preferred contact method. Honestly, I prefer a text. So I'm going to read a text and then ignore it. But then I get annoyed at when my text inbox is full and I have to scroll to find it.
Yeah. Have I told you about Tara, the new member of our team?
Yeah, because you lost one because he was an idiot or something.
He wasn't an idiot, he was just arguing with management about whatever.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
But she's dating Jason, who's like, well, the tech. She does what Shiraz used to do in tech. He does what.
Yep.
So he's like tech. And I was like winding him up the other week, going, "Oh, I know why you're dating him. He's in tech now. You know, any issues that you have just automatically get sorted out straight away. P1 priority. All this sort of stuff." And then he came over like last week. He's like, "Oh yeah, your portal's really slow, innit?" I'm like, "Yeah, we've been trying to sort that out for like 2 or 3 years." He's like, "Oh well, I'm just going to take down some notes and do this, that, and the other." He's actually going to try and fix the portal, which has been like an ongoing issue for like 2 or 3 years. I'm like, so I'm winding him up there. I'm like, "Jason, if you fix this issue, I swear to God, I will buy you all the soft mints in the fucking world." Because he's just got like an obsession with soft mints. It's brilliant. He's like obsessed with soft mints. So, and he went, just buy me a load of soft mints and some girders as well. Just a few girders and a load of soft mints. I'm like, "Jason, I will buy you loads of soft mints."
Hey Jason, do your job and I'll get you some mints.
Yeah, I'll get you some soft mints. Good boy.
It might have been like just after you'd been horrifically fired. But, because I have, like, more of an understanding than I used to. Like, I used to understand how PCs were put together. Now I have a bit more of an understanding of, like, what does what and how things do. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I think it was just after you left that they were like, "Oh yeah, the PCs are really slow at HGS." And we were like, "Yeah." Because it's an office. Obviously they are. Even if they're new, they're not going to be fast because you'll buy shit ones. But they're like, "Oh, well, we could really do with them going a bit faster, just like increase workflow." And we're all like, "Yeah, you could. Nice one. How are you going to do that?" Like, "Oh, we're just going to put more RAM in it." Like,
not really going to speed it up, though.
No, like, it could help a little bit, but realistically, like, you probably got a CPU bottleneck there. And you're not going to spend 40 grand on better PCs. Minimum.
It's not even that. It's the thing with computers is, regardless of how much money that you spend on them, there's always going to be a bottleneck somewhere.
Yeah, the best you can do is buy stuff that came out at equivalent times. Like right now, if you buy, I think it's like a 5800X Ryzen processor and a 3080 and have 32 gig of RAM, they're all more or less on par.
Yep.
Nothing is being wasted there. Everything is... Yeah, you don't want to spend more money on something than... You have to kind of, like, assign money equally.
Yeah.
Because if you go ahead and be like, "Oh, well, I'm going to get a really good processor, but I'll cheap out on the graphics card and the RAM," you're missing out.
Yeah.
Whereas you could have spent less on the processor, more graphics card, more RAM, and you'll have a massively better system because you've spread the money out right.
But even if you spend like all the money on a great computer and then spend a lot of money on, say, your internet each month, there is going to be a it might even be like something's going to download at 3 megasecond, but that can't be improved. That's the bottleneck, but it can't be improved because your internet supplier can't do any quicker than 200 megasecond.
My internet's really good.
Yeah, it is, and it really pisses me off.
In fact, I'm just gonna do a little speed test now.
And don't, because it makes me want to cry every time you do it.
Well, you're moving soon, so maybe you can get a...
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the one on Google, but the one on Google is never that accurate. See...
Yeah.
That is a megabit, though. That's not a mega... Yeah, let's sod that. That one's never
Never
really
that
good.
Great.
But I will go. Speedtest.net is the one. Also, I am using the internet to currently stream, so it will be not quite as accurate as it could be.
Yeah, and it's like...
Oh, there we go. 350, 360, 370.
What has also happened is I'm watching Twitch and it's like just crashed.
That's 381 download speed.
Like prick.
The upload isn't the best. The upload does make me a bit sad.
Fuck off! Your like upload is like as quick as my fucking download. You smug prick.
340.
I don't know if we're still like live or what. Oh yeah, now it seems to be almost catching up.
Yeah, no, it's fine. No, my internet it tends to be at the hours where everyone's on it. That maybe once every couple of weeks, it'll just on a day it'll decide to shit itself. It is very expensive, but it's the source of all of our entertainment.
Yeah, having a look at that like room that I'm potentially going to be moving into. There's like a cable there that you can plug like a router into. Like, oh, I wonder. I fucking wonder.
Depends if you want, because if you want fibre optic, it has to be a thingy cable.
Yeah.
Well, specifically Virgin. Like, I don't know if it's quite the same, but we have a fibre optic cable to the room that then the router gets plugged into.
Yeah. But I'm gonna message like the kind of the landlord and just be like, "Hi, can I just get my own internet, please?"
Should be able to.
Because that's going to be like one of the key factors of me moving in. I could just have my own internet.
Yeah. If you want the internet that I have, like I think it was nigh on £60 a month for a little while. We managed to get it down a little bit, but
that's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah.
With the amount that I use the internet anyway. Like I said, I use the internet a lot.
Yeah, it is the
at
sort.
home.
Also, Becca, where do you get your knitting patterns?
From
the internet. Haha.
Apparently it's chaotic. But I could be reading that wrong because my eyes are really bad.
Yeah, your eyes are terrible. Right.
But yeah, I'm like the same as you. I will pay a lot of money for very good internet.
Yep.
Because I use it a lot. Are we moving on to the topic then?
Yeah, Space Jam. Like, are you talking original Space Jam or new Space Jam?
I'm really apprehensive about the new one that's coming out with LeBron James.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it the same.
It's something that I believe Twitter has decided to call, like, Fortnite. It was Fortnite something, but you've seen the trailer for it that has 1,000,001 cameos. It's got Iron Giant, it's got fucking Clockwork Orange, the druids from Clockwork Orange.
I've not even watched like the trailer for it or anything.
It's right. Back in the day, like I was talking to you online about Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mars Attacks is the 90s equivalent of this. Where Mars Attacks is... There's not really a main character in Mars Attacks.
Okay.
It is a lot of... It's almost like a sketch comedy.
Okay.
Almost, because it's... Jack Black is in it for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan is in it for about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. What's-her-face? Sarah Jessica Parker is in it for probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It is just a film with a lot of famous people in it.
Yeah.
This Space Jam film just has a lot of brands in it. And it's like made sense in Ready Player One. Ready Player One, it entirely made sense. I liked it. It was fine.
Good film.
Good film. Apparently the book is god awful.
That's not usually the case, is it?
I was talking to my friend Sean. He was going down to London for the day, and he was like, "Oh well." This was before he had like proper internet on his phone or so. I was like, "Oh, I'll take Ready Player One and I'll read that on the train down." And said it was the most boring train journey he's ever had.
Yeah.
Because, say for example, there's a bit in the book where it's like, "Oh, and then they got on the Serenity and they flew away." That'd be fine, wouldn't it? That'd be fine.
Yeah.
That'd make sense. But instead, it's not written like that. It is written like you're being talked to by a nerd trying to explain it. So instead of it being, "Oh, they hopped on the Serenity and flew away," they go, "Oh, and they hopped on the Serenity." From the show Firefly that aired on Fox in 2002, starring Nathan Fillion and written and directed by Joss Whedon.
Fuck's sake.
That was cancelled in 2004. That apparently that's like how bad the book is. It is not, "Oh, there's a cheeky little reference." It's, here's the reference and explanation. So it's for me, it's a reference if it doesn't need explaining.
Yeah.
So it's like in the film, "Oh, there's the Iron Giant. I know the Iron Giant. He's fun." Anyone who's not in the know will be like, "Oh, giant robot, fun." But like, if you do recognise it, you recognise it. And you're like, "Oh, nice little."
I imagine that there's a lot in Ready Player One where, like, even me, I've like missed out on stuff because I haven't watched like the original program of the film. I've just not clocked onto it because I'm not in the know. But
it's like the whole scene where he changes his clothes to go dancing with the girl in the weird floaty area. He dresses himself in clothes from a film that I know fucking no one's seen. He dresses himself as a character from Buckaroo Banzai, which is a film that nobody has seen.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but like nobody's seen that. That was a film that didn't do well when it came out. It's got it's actually got Jeff Goldblum in it. He dresses as a cowboy the entire film.
Fair enough.
Do you remember the guy who plays Barney's dad in
How I Met Your
Mother?
Yeah, I do. He's been in a few other things like Dexter.
Yes, he was in Dexter. He was also Lord Farquaad in
Was
Shrek.
he?
He was, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. He's in it. He plays an alien, and it's a really stupid film, Buckaroo Banzai. It's like he's this rock star, scientist, race car driver. It's ridiculous. It's a stupid film, but it is like top quality idiocy.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently Ready Player 2 is coming out.
It is Ready Player 2 book. The film will probably be alright. It's like, for me, maybe it's just because I don't read. There's a decent chance it is just because I don't do much reading, but I feel like references work really well in a visual format.
Yeah.
I can accept a reference if it's like you are... Like, say, for example, you're writing a book and you want to write about the TARDIS. But you wouldn't just say, "Oh, and the TARDIS was there." But you could be really smart about how you framed it. You could be like, "Oh yeah, there was a 8-foot-tall mysterious blue box with windows that it opened on one side." You could word your way around it so it was like, "Oh, you actually have to think and create a image in your head of what it is," and you go, "Oh, it's the TARDIS."
Yeah.
Rather than just going, "It's the TARDIS."
Yeah.
Like there's a really good bit in it's one of the first 2 Terry Pratchett books.
Yeah.
Where they get teleported somewhere, and it's described really well. Where it's like it's a tunnel enclosed with windows that turn out into the sky, and there are rows of people sat in seats facing forwards. It's very strange. There are 2 elongated metal planes out of the side. They're describing an aeroplane. They got teleported onto an aeroplane, but it's just like worded kind of obtusely.
Yeah.
So you actually have to think about it. Oh fuck, they're on a plane.
Yeah, I think Space Jam was like probably the first film that I really enjoyed as a kid.
I never saw it. I still haven't properly watched it.
It's great. It was on Netflix. I'm not sure if it still is.
No, I don't think it is.
Because they released a documentary about Michael Jordan.
Ah.
They did like a 6-part thing where they were interviewing him, Scott Pippen, which was one of his like players that he played with, that you want even not.
No.
To explain the relationship, Michael Jordan and Scott Pippen were like Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay. Right.
So, like, Michael Jordan was Batman.
Yeah.
Pippen was, and they just like worked brilliantly together.
Set up and execution.
Yeah, but like there's always been like rumors about like Michael Jordan just being an absolute asshole. Which
He's
he can't.
famous, so there's a decent chance of it.
But you're like, yeah, I kind of was an asshole, but you have to be if you're going to be the best at something in a certain way. Not being like an asshole, but you have to be like almost tunnel visioned. If you're going to play a sport and you're going to put all this effort into becoming the best at that sport of all time and have these high expectations of yourself, especially if it's a team sport, you can't then not have them sort of expectations for the people around you. You've got to try and push them in a way that they're going to improve as well. And you're like, I'm trying to win like the basketball league. They won it like 6 times, which in like 7 or 8 years, which was like pretty much unheard of. And you're like, I had to be horrible to some of my teammates to kind of motivate them and like almost piss them off.
I think
to improve them.
Like some people work well off that. Like some people thrive on like that kind of motivation. And honestly, it's probably the kind of people that get into sport are the kind of people that work off of that kind of motivation. But I know I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a dick.
You have like 1 or 2 people. If someone's having a go at you and constantly wearing you on, pecking you, having a go at you, that shit. You need to do better. That's crap. You're either going to do 1 or 2 things of you're either going to get your head down and train harder and become better.
Yeah, you want to prove them wrong.
Or you're going to completely switch off and go, fuck you, I hate you.
That's me. It's like, I'm not going to take your opinion into consideration. You're a dick.
Yeah.
I don't care now. Instantly, I've just shut you off and I'm not going to listen to you anymore.
Yeah.
Like, if you are shouting, I'm not going to listen to you. I have lost the respect for you that I may have had. You're shouting at me, I've given up.
But, like, it was really well known for using anything for like motivation, even if it was like someone had said, oh yeah, I don't think he's that good, and he'd be like drumming that into his head, oh, he thinks I'm shit, and like psyching himself up and just like absolutely destroying teams. It's a really interesting, because they interview like his ex-coach and some of his ex-players, and it kind of tells you what's happened over them like 6 or 7 years and different things that have happened, and it's really interesting. Even if you're not like, I've spoken to people that just have no interest in sports like you, that have watched it and gone, actually that's quite interesting actually.
Yeah.
Because like even when they were filming Space Jam, that was in like the off season. That was like
makes sense.
And he was still training as if it was like mid season. It's just like no off button.
Yeah.
They were doing like 16-hour days, 17-hour days, with like waking up, training, going to do filming, and then after they've done the filming, he'd be getting professional basketballers around to have a full game.
Fucking hell.
It was just like absolute tunnel visioned when it came to basketball.
Yeah, but like when we talked about the football thing, it's like you are very dedicated for a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just condense all of the effort you would have put into a 60-year working life into 20.
Yeah.
and then rest for the rest of your life. But they wouldn't. They'll just become a coach or commentator.
Yeah, but I think it's like even worse for, especially like sports over in America, like basketball and American football, because they don't actually turn pro until like their early 20s.
Yeah.
Like over here, if you're a football over here, like Wayne Rooney, for example, he made his senior debut at the age of 16.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he was banging in goals for Everton at like 16, 17-year-old.
Bloody hell.
Playing professional football.
It's a child.
Yeah. But over in America, how it's kind of set up over there, especially with the basketball and the American football, is you go to high school,
you get a college scholarship.
You go to college, and then in the 3 or 4 years that you're at college, you can decide to go into the draft, and a team picks you in the draft.
Yeah, because there's a whole thing in America, like college footballers don't get paid, and they're not allowed to get paid.
Yeah.
But they really should.
Yeah.
Because they are doing something that brings in a lot of money for the school. They should get paid for their work.
But then again,
it's manipulative.
But then again, they're getting a free education, which would otherwise cost them hundreds of thousands of pounds. But even then you go, well, yeah, they're getting a free education, but they're also making you millions of pounds a year off TV rights and this and that and the other and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, education should be free. Why should I have to pay to learn?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but it's just how it's set up.
Yeah.
In America, isn't it?
But you can go and join the American Armed Forces and you will be paid to do the work, and you will also get a college education. That's how a lot of people do it over there.
You can go to community college. That's free.
Is it actually free? Because I know
I think so. Yeah.
I thought it was just a lot cheaper.
Might be free, or it's at least a lot cheaper. A hell of a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it isn't free. It's just cheap. There we go.
All right. Okay. But even then, you're paying for what you get.
Yeah. Because then there's a whole hierarchy of I have a college
it's like over here if you go to Cambridge or Oxford.
Yeah, it's
automatically
realistically it's the same degree.
It's the same degree, but with a name on.
Yeah,
it's
got a.
In that all the most intellectual people are going to Oxford and Cambridge, for example.
Not necessarily. I think there's a degree of luck to it. It's because over the entire country, there's probably a shitload of people that have done really, really well on their GCSEs and statistically have done well enough to get into Oxford or Cambridge. But if you get picked, can you go there? Do you get chosen? Are you actually going to be financially viable to go there?
Yeah, I think a lot of it, especially with Cambridge and Oxford, is you want to go to college, unis, because not just because they're world-renowned universities, but you're going to make connections there that are the people that are going to be in charge of the banks and
fuck that. Fuck them. Fuck everything.
Where you might not get a fucking UCLan. You get what I mean?
I hate everything over the age of 16. In fact, under the age of 16, I just hate. I hate.
I was just about to say, you might want to change that statement. That's sounding a bit nonsense.
I just hate everything.
But yeah, I absolutely love Space Jam growing up. Even to the point where, I'm fairly certain at 4 or 5 years old, I had a Michael Jordan basketball kit, shorts and everything.
Jeez. I remember, I think once I got a football kit, and I think it was a Brazilian football kit because someone went on holiday and got me one.
Yeah.
And that was, I think I wore it once.
Yeah. I think they were the cheap knockoff versions, but I'm fairly certain there's pictures of me in Tenerife in a home strip and an away strip.
Oh, Jesus.
And the fucking third strip. That's how obsessed I was with Space Jam as a kid. Even to the point now where I'm fairly certain somewhere in my room, I haven't worn it for ages, but I've got like the basketball, the Looney Tunes basketball top. I just never wear it because I'm not a fan of tank tops.
I don't mind them. Like I'll wear a tank top and a shirt over it, and I'll lounge around the house in one. But I will rarely go out. I worked once in a tank top because it was.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of bias and stuff with Cambridge.
Yeah, it's
Well,
based on the interview, not just the smarts. Yeah. I fucking hate higher education. Hate it.
I don't really have an opinion. I've never had any sort of higher education.
Honestly, I think even college level, that now you have to do, you don't have an option. You have to do college or some kind of apprenticeship or higher education of some form. It's too young to know what you want to do for the rest of your life. Like, for some people, sure, you are going to know from a very early age you want to do this. And you can look into it and you go, alright, I need to do this at college, this at uni, then this master's, and I can achieve the job that I want. 16 for me was way too young to tell me, alright, what do you want to specialise in for the rest of your life?
So what would you change then? You don't finish school at 16, you finish it at 18.
No, it's not that. I'm saying, okay, right, taking a load of things into consideration, I think a 16-year-old can do a lot more than working at McDonald's. However, if, say, because I know that you can do uni later in life, and a lot of people do. My friend's doing it. Very proud of him. Doing a great job. But I think, like, 16, you should not be then forced to be going and doing your college then and there. Because I had no idea what I wanted to do. I went to college because it is what my family did, and everybody went to college because it's, the smart thing to do.
The done thing.
It is the done thing. And then I dropped out because I was doing a BTEC in something I didn't care about. Like, honestly, I didn't get the grades to do A-levels like I wanted to, so I couldn't do A-levels. And even the A-levels I picked were just the ones that, like, my brother did that I thought might be interesting. So I did a BTEC, and because I had watched a decent amount of Dragon's Den over the summer, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do a business BTEC, because that's, like, super applicable to a load of stuff. No, it's not. So I dropped out because I was shit at it. Instead, just say, alright, 16. In America, there is a massive lack of workers in the service industry, in the hospitality industry, because nobody wants to do it. They've spent decades telling people, if you don't want to be paid a shit job, just, educate yourself and get a better job. So they have done. It's either that or they're just on unemployment because it pays better than working.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
I think one of the issues, especially over in America, in that sort of area, is a lot of them don't actually get paid by their employer. They just kind of work for tips type thing.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
So instead, like, people complain, people say, well, minimum wage is only really meant for, like, McDonald's workers and, young people, so they've got something in between. All right, then. Do that. Like, there are jobs available for people who, at the time, like, if you come out of high school, you are maybe classed as an unskilled worker or whatever. I don't care. I don't appreciate the term. But then people can go away and they can go, oh, well, I'm going to work for a couple of years and then do some actual, like, life. Because while, or at the very least for me, when I was at school and I was at college, I was not experiencing life at all, and I wasn't doing any soul-searching or understanding of who I was and what I wanted to do. That took years. And then, all of a sudden, like, I was probably 3 years ago now, so I would have been like 22 before I realised, oh yeah, I actually want to do this. How do I go about doing this? Oh, I can only do the course that I want. I know you've said I could have done it in Blackburn, I don't care. But when I was looking at it, it was like, oh, Hull or London or Birmingham, and I can't go there on a day-to-day basis, and I don't really want to move.
Yeah.
I think, like, just the fact that it is the norm for university to right after college, and even college to a degree, like, just do it later. I don't see the need that it has to be right away.
Yeah. One of the guys that I follow on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff is called, I think I've mentioned him before, called Gary V. Like his whole thing is from being a teenager right up until your 20s, 30s, whatever, just flick around, find out what you're interested in. If you don't try something, don't like it, leave it. Go try something else. If you want to start a business up, try that. If you don't like it, whatever, right, leave it. Do something else. Find out what you're interested in. He's like, because I think he's in his like 40s now. He's like, I'm relatively still young. I've got like another 40 years.
Yeah.
So I could stop what I'm doing now, start all over again, and still got another 40 years to do whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like, honestly, 16 going into college, like, it's just so ingrained in how things work.
Yeah.
And especially now that you have to do further education.
Yeah.
So you have to do college or some form.
Yeah.
It's too ingrained, but I think you should be able to go back and do it later.
Yeah.
Like, just like you've got your student loan and you can do that whenever. Like, just whenever in the future, you don't have to do it as soon as you finish college. You can come back and you can do that. Do the same for your 2 years of college.
Yeah.
Just, like, give people a token and be like, okay, you don't have to do it now. You can go away, you can go work in a job for a bit. You can see if you can...
Yeah.
Because that's a really easy way to specialise.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, if you... Like me, my first job, call centre, I wasn't very good at it to begin with. I just carried on getting call centre work because it's easy to get.
Yeah.
I ended up, at the end of it, in that last job, I was good at what I did. I was good at my job, I understood my job, I understood every aspect of that job. I was alright at it.
Yeah.
I really wish I could now go, oh, actually, I want to do college.
Yeah. But it's just one of them, isn't it? It's daft. You'd be actually surprised at how many, like, because I still work in a call centre. You'd be surprised at how. Well, I don't think you would actually.
No,
how many people have like fucking degrees in all sorts?
My brother has one, and he's worked. He hasn't been on the phones, but he's worked in call centres since he was 16.
Yeah, like there's a few people that I work with, and they're like, oh yeah, I've got a law degree.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the actual fuck are you doing here? You've got a law degree. Why are you working in a call centre?
It's like, I'm half expecting the whole reason that they said, oh yeah, you have to do college and university, is just to delete 2 years from the workforce.
Yeah, pretty much.
So there's more work for other people.
Yeah,
but then
much.
That only lasts 2 years, maybe 5 at the best. If if everybody who did that went into uni, you bought yourself 5 years of extra work for the older generations. At best. But then all of a sudden they're all back and they're taking jobs.
It's not resolving the issue, it's just delayed
it's delayed it by 5 years.
Yeah. But it's just daft, isn't it? But I'll have to watch the trailer for the new Space Jam. So I know that there was like a big thing online where what's the female Bugs Bunny called?
Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny. That they've altered her slightly or something.
Yeah, they just changed the character model. Honestly, it's not worth getting into. It's really not.
And there's like a big uproar about that. I'm like, it's a fucking cartoon. Get over it.
Don't matter.
Get over it. But I'll probably watch it and see what it's like. I know that I won't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first Space Jam.
Yeah, but you've got nostalgia goggles for that as well.
Yeah, that's true. I rewatched it on like Netflix. I didn't enjoy it as much. But well, I'm not going to do. I haven't watched it in 20 years.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. Did you ever watch Page Master when you were a kid?
No.
It tended to be a Cartoon Network or Boomerang bank holiday film.
Okay.
That's when it tended to be on. Page Master. It was Macaulay Culkin. He was the main character in it. He's a big old nerd. He reads a lot. So he goes to the library. Christopher Lloyd's there. He goes and he falls into Bookland.
Yeah.
A lot of people have the same comment on it where it's, oh, Page Master isn't a good film, but you have your favourite scene from it.
Yeah.
Because it's literally first scene after it goes into cartoon animation is, oh, here's Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're doing Moby Dick.
So he's like just falling into different books and stuff.
Oh look, now we're doing Gulliver's Travels.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I think it's just a dragon, no specific dragon. It's just a dragon. But there's stuff in between, and it's really good. Like it's him and 3 books. You've got Adventure, who's a little pirate book. Okay. You've got Fairy Tale, who I think might be voice acted by No Eyebrows Lady. Whoopi Goldberg. I think.
How am I supposed to get No Eyebrows Woman?
Because she has no eyebrows. That's why I said it.
How am I supposed to get it off that?
Because she has no eyebrows. She's the only actress I can think that doesn't have eyebrows. If
you'd have gone like Sister Act, I'd have gone, oh yeah.
If I couldn't remember her name, how was I supposed to remember what she was in?
I don't know. I think that's just how my brain works. The amount of actors that I got, I can't remember what the actor's called, but they've been in that sort of film, that sort of film, that sort of film. I do it all the time with you. I'm like, they've been in a film that's kind of like this, and another film, and a program like that, and this and that. You're like, oh yeah, that's such a person, that's that film, that's that film.
And Page Master's a great film, and you should watch it because it's fun. But it's an animated film from, I want to say, the mid-90s.
Yeah.
So it's dated. But it's fun. I still like it. People say, oh no, but you just like one scene. I was like, no, I like the whole thing. I like the whole thing.
Let's be fair, if there is a African American lady in a 90s film, it's probably...
there are a lot more...
like she...
there are a lot more African American actresses.
Yeah, but she's like the one she was like the one that everyone goes, oh yeah, it's Whoopi Goldberg.
She was in a lot of kids' films as well. She was in a lot of family films.
Yeah.
And like honestly, I didn't watch a lot of non-animated shit when I was younger, but I still recognise it. Like I never watched Sisters Act, but my family did.
Yeah.
My family watched Sisters Act.
But to be fair, I think even if you said, oh, she was like the main character of Sisters Act, like, I can't remember what she's called, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like, what was... No, it's gone. Can't remember.
When's Space Jam 2 due to come out? Do we know?
It'll be summer. It'll be a summer release.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Okay.
Like, I kind of watched the trailer, but I wasn't paying attention. The trailer focused way more on all of the cameos than it did. And it wasn't even fun cameos. It's like a panning shot of like this cartoon world or whatever, where it's just literally hundreds of different characters from different stuff.
16th of July, a week before my birthday.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh. That might be like a birthday treat to myself where I walk down to Odeon and just watch it by myself. That is like legit one of like the things that I've discovered that since I've moved out.
It's great.
That just going to the cinema. We've talked about it before, haven't we?
Just going on your own, it's great.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I don't do it so much anymore. In fact, I haven't done it in like 4 years now. Pardon me, that was awful.
I imagine that with you, it's like Becca's like, where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to the cinema. Right, I'm coming with you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it depends what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Like, I've seen stuff with other people. I've gone to see films with Dan and whoever. Like, Becca wasn't very interested in The Meg. So I went to go see that with my old housemate.
Good old Meg, eh? I didn't watch that until it was on Amazon Prime.
It's fine. I like it.
It's a fine film. Yeah. It's okay. I imagine that there's a lot of films that we're watching like, it's okay.
Yeah. Big Shark.
Big Shark does.
Bigger Shark.
Big Shark. Bigger Shark does chomp chomp.
Biggest Shark.
Biggest Shark does chomp chomp. Yeah.
That's me. Burpee Man.
Big ass Burpee Man. Dodgy finger Burpee Man.
Right, I'm actually going to have to kick you out because I've got to get ready for work.
Oh, you do, don't you?
I do, yeah. Got working
Right.
just under an hour. Oh, just
I was just about to say, this is roughly about the average time, between 1:20 and 1:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, well, I'll see you again next week.
Well, I see you again next week.
See you later.
Ta-ra.